And I think about her often, boys, and even when I'm sober, I read over the love notes, the one she wrote for me.
Hello and welcome to Old Faithful. I'm your host, Matt Trask. Thanks to Perfect Wave Productions down here on East St. Patrick Street in Rapid City. Thanks to Steve, who rolled out of bed this morning. It's probably going to be warmer, hopefully, by the time you watch this. It is so incredibly cold right now. We hope this breaks soon. Remember to support my friends at Black Hills Blend Espresso for convenient location in Rapid City. Here's a tagline I made for them. We may not keep you happy, but we'll keep you caffeinated. You like that?
I do like that.
Awesome.
Yep.
What else? Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Matthew Trask, on YouTube. If you enjoy these videos, thank you for watching. I am so excited to have a good friend of mine, Mr. Nick Copeland, on the show today.
Well, thank you, Matt.
And because I'm me, when I saw the guitar, I got even more excited.
Yeah.
I can't wait for this show, which I guess is happening right now. So
as we speak.
This is like Christmas morning.
It is.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a lot better than any Christmas morning.
It really is, and cold, and
It's
the white
cold.
Christmas that we didn't get this last year.
Yeah.
Right. Why don't you, this is part of the show where I say, tell us about you, Nick.
All right. Well,
If their name is something else, then I don't say Nick.
No, my name is Nick Copeland, and I own Copeland Handyman Services here in Rapid City, and I'm also a musician here in Rapid City.
Awesome.
Yes. I have been playing music since I was about, old enough to hold some drumsticks in my hand. I started off playing drums.
Okay.
My father's a drummer.
All right.
And my grandfather is Walt Copeland, and he worked here at Schneider's Music Works for a very long time.
Uh-huh.
And he worked on the amplifiers and guitars and stuff like that. So it's always fun hearing, from other musicians that they know my grandfather and my father.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. And I've been playing music here for, professionally probably since I was about 17, so the past 7 or 6 years.
Okay.
And I actually started playing at Fort Hayes Chuckwagon up on top of Highway 16 here, where we do 7 shows a week throughout the summer, and that usually starts in so January, February, March, April or May, and goes all the way till October.
Sure.
For the summer season.
Okay.
And they just have a roller coaster up there, so now you can go up there and ride your roller coaster, and then eat and then do the Chuckwagon thing. So there's tons of stuff you can do up there.
When you say they got a roller coaster, you mean they got a roller coaster?
Yeah, they have a roller coaster up there, a huge roller coaster. If you guys have been driving up Highway 16, I guarantee you've seen it.
Okay.
It is huge.
Well, I all jokes aside, I only have the one eye.
Yeah.
Either that, or it wasn't there the last time I drove up Highway 16.
Yep. So as you're going down, if you're going down the road next to the Chuckwagon there, down the road to Reptile Gardens there, it's off to the right hand side behind the building. And if you come up the road, it's on. You can see it. It's huge. You can't miss it.
Look for the big roller coaster. Here in western South Dakota, we're constantly trying to attract more tourists, and we'll try anything. And so sometimes your local Chuckwagon show will buy a roller coaster.
Yes, that's exactly it.
We have become known here in Rapid City as this city of presidents for our presidential statues, and we all love America and stuff. It's a little odd when you step back and think about it, but we'll take it.
Yep.
And now in the cold weather, we put the hats on the president's statues and everything.
Scarves.
We're getting quite a ways afield.
Yeah. Yep.
So, did you grow up in Rapid City then?
I did. I grew up here in Rapid City.
Okay.
Yep. And I went to school over at Stevens.
Okay.
Did a little bit of not a whole lot of music there. Not too many people that I linked up with in the music there. We did like a talent show and stuff like that.
Oh,
where,
sure.
I was drumming, but predominantly I am a drummer. Most of the time you won't come to the show and see me holding a guitar.
Uh-huh.
So, but I do like playing guitar, so.
So you weren't in choir or band or jazz ensemble or anything at Stevens?
So I would not at Stevens. Nope, I was in drama. That's as close as I got to any sort of art.
Well, that's a kind of cousin.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, performance.
Yep, and I figured, I don't want to play what, if somebody forces me to play something, like in a high school band, I'm instantaneously turned off for some reason.
Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, but so honestly, I didn't have too much interest in the high school band stuff. But when I got home, I was able to play my drums, play guitar, fiddle around with literally whatever. I had the freedom to be able to do that when in my free time. So it was really cool that I was able to, at least, be born into a musical family.
Sure.
So we were always able to express ourselves musically. And, I was one of the luckiest kids in the world because I was able to go in my basement and pound the drums for however long I wanted.
Wow.
And because my dad had a little studio in the back there. So I grew up with, don't touch that until I got to a certain age.
Right.
And then I understand it. And I was like, instantly put on to a different hobby that, is pretty fun. So honestly, yeah, I started playing, and I still play every single day. And I just think it's, such a great thing that, we do have a pretty good list of local musicians that are super open-minded. And, I love seeing and watching your shows and seeing all the other musicians.
Thank you very much. I love watching my show too.
Yeah, that's okay. I love watching myself. It's amazing.
I don't love watching myself. I love watching my show. I wish somebody else would host this show. I'm really dragging the thing down, buddy.
So, yeah, I mean, we play up there at Fort Hays, and we play all sorts of stuff. I mean, classical rock, country. It's predominantly country.
Okay.
So we're playing Western tunes. I mean,
I'm going to have to go
Yep.
ride the roller coaster.
Yeah.
And then watch the show.
Yep. You just let me know.
Maybe by next summer, I'll have a girlfriend.
There you go.
Don't hold your breath on that.
That's okay.
Yeah. So you are holding, we're going to get to this in a second.
Yeah.
You are holding something that's becoming more of a collectible by the day.
Yeah.
Back in your dad's studio that you mentioned.
Yes.
Do you recall any pieces of gear that we should mention here on Old Faithful?
A Fender Katana.
A Fender Katana?
Yes, my father had a Fender Katana.
No!
Yes. We actually found it. He found it at the junkyard.
Okay.
And he bought it for $15 or something from somebody at the junkyard.
Okay.
And he goes, hey, he goes to my grandpa because my grandpa worked at Schneider's, and so
Right.
he could repair any instrument. He was the only person in South Dakota for the longest time that knew how to repair and rekey accordions.
Oh, wow.
So he would actually cut out all the wooden keys by hand and stuff like that. And, he just did, a lot of the stuff that,
Right.
Most repair shops don't typically do, or they have to specialize
Sure.
in a sort. But he got the Fender Katana repaired, and then it hung up on the wall forever because you can't play that dang thing without standing up. I mean,
Right.
you got the triangle. And so it was like, hey, how the heck do you play this? Well, he ended up getting rid of it and trading it for a Hummingbird.
Okay.
So he has the Hummingbird now, and he plays that predominantly, and it sounds good. But I was always beating myself up because I wish that we kept that Fender Katana.
So you have now mentioned two unicorns,
Yeah.
a Fender Katana,
Yeah.
and a Gibson Hummingbird?
Yes.
And why isn't that on my show?
Because I love my Yamaha.
Oh, okay. All right. Can we have somebody bring possibly your dad? Is your dad?
Yeah.
Forgive my ignorance. Your dad must still be alive.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
All right. Dad, what's his name?
Rich Copeland.
Rich Copeland.
Yep,
you
Rich
are welcome
Copeland.
on the show with your Gibson Hummingbird. Okay. A Fender Katana. So did we play it some?
Yeah, so
standing up.
Yeah, yep. And I've never been one for electrical guitars to begin
Right.
with. I don't know why. Even though I always found it was easier to play, bar chords and stuff on
Right.
them, I was still always drawn to the sound of the acoustic guitar. So that's
Sure.
what I still play today. So the Fender Katana sounded great. The one thing about it is it was a single pickup.
Oh, okay.
So it only had one sound, and it sounded like that. And that's about all I ever did with it. I wasn't too intrigued with guitars at the time, so it was pretty to look at, but that was about
Right.
it at that point. So looking back at it now, we didn't realize how much of a collectible it was because
Right.
you search for them now, and you find them on the internet, and it's ridiculous. It's like, oh, obviously this guitar is wanted quite frequently because
Right.
it's very high priced. Most of the time they're American made. So that was definitely one of my favorite guitars that I've come across
Right.
or had. So
Well,
yeah.
in a Facebook post about 3 months ago, I mentioned that I needed a katana on the show. I came that close, didn't I?
You came that close. Yeah.
If you find it,
Well,
buy it back for another $15 and bring it on the show.
I did find it.
Oh, you did?
I did find it. It's actually on the internet, and it's the exact same one.
Oh.
Somebody's selling it on eBay. You
Wow.
can actually go look at it right now.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So
Maybe we'll find it and do a screenshot and put
something.
it up on the internet.
Yeah, definitely.
Somebody
And,
buy it and bring it on my show.
yeah, exactly. I can't afford it anymore. I mean,
Do you have any? Thank you for that story. Holy crap! Do you have any stories of your Grandpa Walter and famous people that he met or famous pieces of gear that he worked on?
so I don't know a lot of the famous people that he met.
Okay.
My grandfather was born in Newcastle, Wyoming, and he lived on a very small settlement over there for a very long period of time. And so when he started working at Schneider's, I think it was probably the 60s or 70s, and that was his passion, was repairing these Fender amplifiers and selling them. And I speak to a lot of older gentlemen or older people that have ran into my grandfather at Schneider's and purchased stuff from him. So really the only stories that I have are from those people telling me that they had purchased their first amp from my grandfather or something like that. Just like so I don't know too much of the famous people that he's played with or any of that, but he was he was a really, really good steel guitar player. And he played with the Circle B Cowboys. He played all over the Black Hills, Mountain Music Show, Fort Hayes Chuck Wagon.
And that is where I remember him from. I never met him, but I did see him play.
Yeah. He played with the Circle B for a long time.
Yeah.
So, and I actually I talked to Zach over there, and he's the lead guitarist over at Circle B.
Okay.
And he's a real good guy. So,
right.
Yeah, it's awesome.
How many Chuck Wagon shows do we have in the Black Hills now?
So I want to say that we're down to 2.
Down to 2.
I think we're down to 2. Well, I guess 3. One is actually a hayride, and that's the Bluebell down in Custer over there, where you can sit on the back of a horse-drawn carriage and have one of my good friends sing to you while you do it, and then you eat.
Right.
And whatnot, and then you enjoy the show. So that's technically, I guess, not really a Chuck Wagon, but a hayride.
Right.
And then there's the Circle B.
Okay.
And that's still open. I'm not 100% sure. They weren't open last year, but they will be this year.
Okay.
And then same with Fort Hayes.
Again, we've had a small pandemic has disrupted most of our lives.
Yep, exactly.
In some fashion.
Yeah, and especially with the with the tour season, is a lot of people were turned off to traveling anywhere, and a lot of people could not because of travel bans.
Right.
So it was a pretty slow year this year, but it was still I was one of the lucky ones, because we still had people showing up to the show almost every single night this summer, and so we were able to play quite frequently, which was really nice.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So. And in the summer is when I get most of my playing in. I live in an apartment, so
that's a good time to play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a good time to play.
Play and make hay in the summer.
Yes.
Trask hay, LLC.
Exactly.
Let's go back to talking about your grandpa for a bit.
Yes.
You are native.
Yes, I am Native American.
Your grandpa also, your dad would have been native as well.
No, so I'm adopted.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I was adopted.
All right.
Yep.
Things I didn't know.
Yeah, things you didn't know.
Somehow irrelevant to the show, but congratulations. I'm glad you found a family. Me too. Your grandpa, Walter Copeland.
Yes.
Grew up in what you described as a settlement in Newcastle.
Yeah.
I imagine he had an upbringing that was highly rural, somewhat disconnected.
Yes.
Would seem unfamiliar to most of us.
Yep.
Do you know how he learned electronics and craftsmanship out in a settlement in Newcastle, Wyoming?
I got a funny story for you, and he told me this.
Perfect.
So one of the first electronic experiments that he ever did was trying to shock his sister in the bath. So, they sat in a metal bath. They took metal baths. So they had metal baths back then. They poured hot water into it or whatever. So he thought it would be hilarious to hook electronics up to the windmill that they had. So he took the electronics from the windmill, ran it down, powered the electric tub.
Oh, sure.
And he's like, oh, my sister will get in it. It's going to be hilarious. It'll give her a little jolt or whatever.
Right.
Well, Grandma decided to get in it.
Oh, no.
And so Grandma got a little shock, and that was his first. That's all I know. That's what I know. But I know that probably in the Navy he did a lot of electronic work.
Oh, in the Navy, okay, all right.
Yep, he did a lot of electronic work in the Navy, and so when he came into Schneider's Music Works, it wasn't mysterious.
Okay, gotcha.
So he kind of already had the basics known, and he was always a tinkerer, and he was an extremely talented man altogether. I mean, they had one of the first houses down here on the south side right after it became a dump.
Okay.
On the south side here of Rapid City, and he built cobblestone walls in his yard, and I mean he was just a man that was a jack of all trades.
Right.
And so being able to listen to him at a young age, and taking what I could.
Sure.
Before he passed away, was a blessing. And the only thing that I really beat myself up for is not learning enough from him, or
right.
not knowing, and that's just the kid in us. We never really know what our grandparents are doing.
We're gonna do it again and again and again till the end of time.
Yep, exactly.
I'm so glad that story didn't end with Grandma's funeral was Tuesday. By the way. Yeah.
No.
Going off on a slight tangent.
Yeah.
You said something about carving the keys to accordions. We always say tickling the ivories when we talk about piano. Accordion keys are made of wood, apparently? Is that what you're telling me?
So I think it's the underneath of the keys that actually blocks the airflow and creates the tune. So, I mean, everything with the accordions, there's a lot of really, really small, intricate wooden pieces, like, pianos, standard pianos.
Sure.
And so when somebody has to custom make that or do whatever, then he was the person to do it.
I see.
He was one of the only people in the town that had a steel guitar with all steel components on it, because he made it that way.
Oh.
All the other components on steel guitars were made from, a chrome or aluminum.
Right.
And so they would bend, they would get out of key, and they were constantly tuning and whatnot. Well, my grandfather decided, screw the aluminum and chrome, let's go with steel. He never got out of tune.
Right.
So it stayed there. And so that was, stuff like that, It was just really outside the box thinking, and how to repair your own instrument and stuff like that. And
you'll never know if you don't ask. Is your grandpa responsible for any steel guitar innovations that are still in use today?
I'm sure there's tons of them out there.
Right.
I don't know any right now.
Okay.
I know that his steel guitar ended up in Mitchell with a man, and he had some of the best steels in the area, just because he was so adamant on his own steel guitars and very picky. So I don't know of any other steels that are out there right now.
Okay.
My cousin has one of them, and maybe I can send you guys a picture. But that's definitely that's a collector too.
Are they double neck steels?
One of them was.
One of them was.
One of them was. Maybe both of them. I remember one of them would definitely, just because he'd either be working on the foot pedals. He showed me how to set it up a couple of times. And, and how the foot pedals interlocked with the leg pedals.
Right.
So you got your foot pedals on your feet, and then you got
knee levers
on their knee lever, and then you're also picking with all 5 fingers and sliding a bar and changing into keys. So and
making it look good.
And making it look really good. So yeah.
I confession time. I'm actually a super secret steel guitar wannabe player.
Oh, me too.
Thank God no one ever bought me one.
They're difficult to learn.
Well,
I've heard they're probably one of the most difficult instruments to learn.
When I switched from right to left-handed, I would have had the world's most useless steel guitar.
Yep.
Do you remember what amplifier Grandpa preferred to play steel guitar through?
I have one of his PBs.
Oh, a PB?
Yep.
Is it a Nashville or a classic?
It's a Nashville, I think. You seen it that one time you came over for dinner, I think.
I did. It's a Nashville.
It's a Nashville, yes. So, I still play on that. I put my guitar through that sometimes, and I mess with the pedals that way. But other than that, I don't mess with a whole lot of, steel guitars.
Sure.
Or, electric guitars for that matter, or, amplifiers. I'm not as into them as I want to be. But I will be at some point, I guarantee it. Especially once I get, a hookup for a guitar that I can put a sound through. So
absolutely. Yeah. And it's important for me to take note of the fact that you have a PV Nashville 400.
Yes.
Okay. PV Nashville 400, the sound of my childhood. I love those things.
Yep.
Do we have anything else that we need to talk about? You are available for handyman services.
Yeah, I am available for handyman services.
And you play in the Fort Hayes Chuck Wagon.
Yep, we are the Fort Hayes Wranglers.
Do you do you probably do some backup singing. Do you do any of the leads?
Yeah, I do lead singing.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. We do. I'm from the country and I like it that way.
Tracy Bird. All right.
Tracy Bird.
bet.
So I sing lead on that song for a part of it, and I mean, I'm getting better at singing. I actually have really done that with the whole COVID thing since there's not really a whole bunch of wanting to go anywhere else right now.
Right.
I just sit at home and play with my sons, and once they get tired and go to bed, I'm able to pick my guitar and learn new stuff. And so during the days when I'm alone, you can hear me yelling and hollering around in my apartment, and no, that's just me singing.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, so I'm able to really practice and getting better at it. So hopefully this year there will be a lot more singing.
Have you, I believe we talked and you're going to do a cover today, but have you written any material? Have I written
any songs? So if you, I have a SoundCloud, and I actually had an early hip hop.
Forgive my ignorance.
Career. Yeah, I had a rap career for a very short time where I actually wrote tons and tons, all my own stuff. I never did any of it, but there was a lot of poetry and songs in there that I would be able to put a little 4-chord to.
Okay.
And so at some point there definitely will be some originals that I'll be writing.
Awesome.
Yeah, when we get to that point. So yeah, right now it's just really relaxed, and I just love playing music, and since I've been doing it professionally for a while, so I don't try to overthink it. I know you said don't overthink it,
right?
So it's gotten to the point where everybody's gonna screw up. So if you screw up on stage, just don't stop playing.
Just don't stop playing.
Don't stop playing.
We have talked, I think, for almost 30 minutes, and we haven't discussed this guitar. Tell me about this guitar, because I'm so excited about
it. So this guitar is extremely important to me. My father got it as his first guitar back in the 70s. And he carried it with him for a very long time, but he's a predominant drummer.
Okay.
So he's drumming most of the time, and he collects guitars most of the time. So he's not professional guitar player, but he knows chords.
Sure.
And so being able to sit down and play with him was really fun and awesome. And being able to do that with your father is just an experience that I can't really explain, but it's just really, really cool.
Yeah.
To be able to play with your father or family members.
Does help if your father can play guitar.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a really disappointing experience. Never mind. I'm making a joke where I shouldn't have.
Oh, you're funny. So anyways, I went through a time in my life where I was, struggling really, really hard to even adult or life in general. I didn't, so I got to that point, and I got out of it and started, having a family and just being a better person. And my father knew that, and the time came where he gifted this to me because he said, I feel like it's in safe hands now. Right. So, I'm able to give you instruments that I've had and know that they won't end up in the pawn shop. So this guitar is, it's just extremely important to me. And, it's not the best thing. It's not pretty. It's not it's old, but I just love it. I've grown to the feel of it. And,
right.
Yeah. So.
Mr. Copeland is being very modest. It is somewhat of a humble guitar, and it started out that way, but in its own way, it's becoming a classic.
Yeah.
What we have here is a Yamaha FG series Dreadnought acoustic. This would have been from the kind of second run that were made in Taiwan, but absolutely well made. And you're about to hear that it sounds phenomenal.
Yeah.
I would guess spruce top and mahogany back and sides, I believe.
Yep, I think so.
Have you? We've loved it a bit. It's got a few scratches. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Very distinctive Yamaha FG pickguard.
Yep.
Have we done anything else to it?
Nope. I've cleaned it every now and then.
Clean it now and then.
Well,
change the strings once in a while.
Yeah, and then the frets. I filed my frets down.
Oh, you did?
They've been filed. Well, you know how you got that buzzing sometimes.
Right, sure.
Well, that was one of the tricks that my grandfather had told me. You take your strings off. If you got a buzz somewhere, you can find the high spot with a file, and you drag your file with the neck of the guitar long ways. You don't want to do one file at a time because then you'll get uneven frets. You want to go long ways with the neck and run your file this way, so when you get that buzz, you're getting an even pitch out of all your
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's make sure that we understand this concept in case you want to try it at home.
Yeah.
Do we go one way or can we go both?
So depending on the file.
Okay.
Okay, so there are different files out there. Some files only go one way, and you're always more than welcome to just go one way. You'll feel it, it's rough.
Okay.
And then the other way is really smooth.
Oh,
And
okay.
then you have files sometimes that have the little cross on them. Then you can go both ways with it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah. But yep, you definitely want to go long ways, and you want to lay the file long ways on the neck, and you go like that, and you can get your buzzes out like that. So you can do it by yourself.
Cool.
Yes.
But I think you would agree with me, less is more
Yes.
when you're filing.
Yep.
And another trick that I learned from my chainsawing days, when the file stops resisting, throw the file away and buy a new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Files are reasonably cheap.
Yep.
Compared to guitars. Yeah. Awesome. You did a good job. I played this a little bit.
Yeah.
I had no idea that it had fretwork done.
Yeah, a little bit, not a whole lot. I mean, it was just, every time a buzz comes up, and I think that in a life of a guitar, it's bound to get a buzz.
Sure.
Yeah. It's wood moves. So.
It has a truss rod. Have you ever messed with the neck relief or?
Nope.
No?
No, I personally haven't. My father probably has,
Okay.
but it's gotten to the point where it's probably just not going to change anymore. It's old.
Right.
the next time it's going to change is the neck's going to fold in.
Right.
So, it's awesome. I'm going to keep this guitar forever, and even if the neck does fold in, I'll be getting it repaired. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep, definitely.
I think we should probably have you play a song. Is there anything else we need to know? It's very important. Hello to Walter.
Yeah.
The second,
Hello, son.
the third. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Walter. We love you.
Yep, and I guess I should definitely mention, thanks to my family, my wife Bailey, and my two sons Luke and Walter. I love them all to death, and my boy Walt, he loves playing guitar, and Luke's getting into it too.
Right.
They see me playing and they hear me singing, and Walt will just come up and watch me, and he feels like my only fan sometimes. So it's nice that I'm able to play to him, and he just sits there and he's so happy that I'm playing to him. So it's awesome. It's really cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So other than that, I think I've mentioned tons of people that I play with, and if you guys want to come up to Fort Hays, definitely, it's an awesome experience.
See the show, ride the roller coaster?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Okay, sounds good. This guy makes the best smoked salmon in the world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Go to his house sometime and eat smoked salmon.
Yeah.
Remember my sponsorship with Trask LLC. Large, round, and square bales, and I've been slightly misrepresenting the company all of these years, which is made more embarrassing by the fact that it's my brother's company. Also, custom haying.
Yeah.
Forgot that little point. Let's see here. Who said? Brent Hamilton, who I want on the show, says change your strings.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nicholas Copeland.
Funny how she calls tonight. I need her more than ever. I've been down in low cotton, lonesome as can be. And I think about her often, boys. And even when I'm sober, I read over the love notes, the one she wrote for me. And if she wants one night, that'll be just fine. Well, somebody fetch my walking cane. I'm gonna get my baby. I'm gonna run to meet her neath the shadow of the pine. She's gonna hop that coal train. She'll get off on the Holland Road. Love me till the morning comes. Leave me like a dream. And I run to her through tobacco fields and over across the covert. I'd wait a mile in briar patch, boys, just to touch her skin. And I'd reckon I'm the foolish kind to beckon to her calling, but I can't seem to help myself, let that woman win. And if she wants one night, I'm gonna get what's mine. Well, somebody fetch my walking cane. I'm gonna get my baby. I'm gonna run to meet her neath the shadow of the pine. She's gonna hop that coal train. She'll get off on the Holland Road. Love me till the morning comes. Leave me like a dream. But Buddy, all I know is I can't win for losing. Either lay here in this lonely room or let her have her way. Buddy, all I need is one night where she don't leave, and this one just might be the night she decides to stay. Somebody fetch my walking cane. I'm gonna get my baby. I'm gonna run to meet her neath the shadow of the pine. She's gonna hop that cold train. She'll get off on Holland Road. Love me till the morning comes. Leave me like a dream. Love me till the morning comes. Oh, there we go, I guess.
Woo! Thank you!
Yeah, no problem.
Little harder note for you. Thanks for watching.
There you go.
All right.
Alrighty.
Hey, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was fun.